Hello, this is Ramesh, the founder of BioBasics. Just walking you through some of our what we call the rice wheels. So that's another way of understanding the various varieties of rices that BioBasics has and offers. So what you need to do to understand or to look at these wheels is to go to biobasics.org, and which is our website, and there at the top, and I'm doing this as a screen recording on the phone on my handheld, so you can do that as well. So once you go to the website, you will find this, there are three bars here, three lines, so you can click on that and you can see this selection of rice selector. And once you do the rice selector, you go to the rice selector where Devi and I have talked about why we need the rice selector and all that good stuff. And here you have the option of filling up your name, number, so that you can be in touch with us and we can send you information, or you can skip it and that takes you to the rice selector, which we call the arisi, which is the rice selector. So it's another way of understanding the same, the 60 varieties of rices across your health and other criteria that you may have. But what is interesting to a lot of consumers is also the RSC wheels, and that is where we wanted to show you this. So these are RSC wheels, which are in, look, there are 6 wheels out here, so which you can see right there on the screen. So the first one, what you're seeing right now, is Indian cuisine. So I'll walk you through each of them, and you can play around with it, and you can explore each of these wheels. So if you're looking at Indian cuisine, you will find that there are this entire wheel has quite a few options, and I'm going to zoom in on that. So let's look at this. We have appam and putta and idiyappam, and it actually, you start there at the center of the wheel and you see, okay, you want to do appam, putta or idiyappam, which are typical South Indian dishes. These are the options that you have, the rices, mullankaima, maplai samba and tuyamalli. Similarly, for idli, dosha or kolkata, which is again, kolkata is a very Indian, South Indian dish. You can use these 3 rices, kulakar, ponmani and ambasamudram, and so on. So even when it comes to biryani, you can have 4 varieties made up of this Jiraga Samba, Tulai Panji, Basmati and Jiraga Shala. So it's not just limited to Basmati, it's something that we need to appreciate. Similarly, for pulao and for khichdi and pongal, also we are offering, or we are recommending these 4 rices, which will be useful for khichdi and pongal, which actually comes out better. So, and then for kheer and paisam, which again there are these 4 rices that you can use, and finally the kanji, which is times like this when there is monsoon and you want to have something warm, and or if when you are slightly under the weather, you could actually have kanji or porridge made up of these 4 rices. So the main point that we need to understand is that it is not that we stick to just same old rice. We try out different rice varieties. Each variety is different in terms of its micro nutrient profile. So you get different types of micronutrients ranging from zinc to magnesium and other things from each of these rices. So different quantities. So it's very good from a nutrition point of view. At the same time, for our palate, it's interesting because you're tasting different rices, and but not limited to that is the fact that each of these dishes that we are looking at is made best with a particular kind of rice. So there is a rice for kanji, there is a rice for pulao, there is a rice for idli, dosa, etc. So that is something that all of us need to appreciate, so that when we make these dishes, we don't have to compromise with whatever rice we have at home. We actually can have the best possible rice for that particular dish. So that is what this Indian cuisine rice wheel can actually tell you. But if it's not limited to Indian cuisine, so we have done the other thing, is called the other cuisines, where again the same things, where you're looking at a risotto, the Italian risotto, or this congee or juk, which is I believe it's Korean, and then you have curry laksa, this is Southeast Asian, the Buddha bowl, the Southeast Asian rice with peanut chili sauce, and of course the Mexican burrito wraps, etc. So for each of this, wherever rice is being used, including burrito and wraps, which is my favorite, you can have something like a Raktashali or Govinda Bhog filled into that, and that would be even wonderful there. So that's this. So it's not just limited to Indian cuisine, it's also for some of these other cuisines that you have. So that's something to keep in mind. Then you have this, we have also have what we have created is the raw rice wheel. So this gives you, for those of you who are used to raw rices and you don't look at parboiled rices, then this gives you a good sense of what are the types of raw rices that we offer. So you're starting with black, you have white semi-polished, some red semi-polished, you have brown and white semi-polished, fragrant rice, and red unpolished. So if you look at the fragrant rice, just imagine, and that doesn't even list basmati. So Jeeraga Gandasale, Java Full, Ambe Mohar, and Govindabhog. In fact, from each part of the country, Govindabhog comes from the east, West Bengal, Ambe Mohar from Maharashtra, Java Full is again from the east, Gandashala is from the south, Jeeraga Samba is from Tamil Nadu. So you can see that each fragrant, there are fragrant rices that come from each part of the country as well, and all of them are here. So that's about fragrant rices. That's all coming under the raw rices. Then you have the parboiled rices, and similarly there you can talk and see about see what you can select. So including idli rice, there are 3 types of good idli rice that we offer, and some of these other options there, which actually tells you what are the things that you could do under the parboiled rices. So under parboiled rices, for those of you particularly in the south who are used to parboiled rices, might find this very interesting. When it comes to table rices, this is a different and very more colorful kind of rice wheel. So we have the options here as everyday white parboiled non-sticky, everyday brown pearl non-sticky, everyday brown raw which has a little bit of a bite, red unpolished with a little sticky, and then rice which is white raw, and white rice with less polish. So there are different options that we have provided. So the inner side of the circle gives you the options, and as you move, and the exact rices that to be used under those is shown in the outer circle, on the outer part of the circle. So I hope this is clear. I hope you are getting the picture here. So this is what we are trying to popularize, so that we don't have to eat the same old rice. We actually have a lot of options, which is not only nutritionally superior, but also the whole point of having variety built into your regular food, so that we don't go out and eat as much as we do nowadays. So we build in more variety, more diversity, and more taste into our regular meals at home. And that's a challenge nowadays in many households, and this actually solves that kind of a challenge. And here are some specific needs rices. So there may be people who are having a health issue, and their doctors might recommend that you should go for a low glycemic index. For example, GI stands for glycemic index. This is only for those people who have a diabetic condition or a pre-diabetic condition and don't want to eat rices, are actually shifting to a non-rice diet. At that point also, you could consider, if you're addicted like me to rices, then you could look at low GI rices, so low glycemic index. Then of course there are medicinal rices for specific issues that you may have. For infants, we have identified 4 of them which are lighter and which will be great for infants. Then for the aged also, again lighter, but it is for the aged or the senior people. For women, they have specific rices which have been traditionally used to address women's issues and health issues. And similarly, the high satiating rice, this is for those people who want to control the portion control of the amount of rice that you eat, for a variety of reasons. It could be because you are beginning to be diabetic, or you want to lose a little bit of weight, or whatever that is. You can actually choose some of this, because a little bit of this high satiating rice can actually fill you up much quicker. So you end up eating much less rice, and thereby control your weight or your sugar levels. And then of course the high fiber rice is also very similar in the sense that you know, if you have any digestion issues, you want to, your doctors or physicians have recommended having high fiber, that may be a great idea to choose some of these rices which will give you that fiber, which will help you with digestion and also provide you a lot of minerals and nutrients, in addition to again reducing, and they are almost high satiating, so they can actually reduce your portions that you eat. So these are the various options available under the specific needs of rices. So I hope you're getting the overall picture. So I would encourage you to toy around with these 6 rice wheels. They're very colorful. Many people have liked it. They in fact like it more than the rice selector, which is more logical and more intuitive in some ways, but this is more colorful, more fun to deal with. So choose whichever you like, the rice selector or the rice wheels, and enjoy the process of selecting the rices. Try out different rices. We are there for to answer your questions, and feel free to reach out to us, and set out on this journey of discovering the heritage of India across all these rices. So I once again encourage all of you to try these out, have fun, and enjoy them on your dining tables along with your families. Hope this is helpful. Feel free to ask us questions, and happy eating rice. Bye bye. Thank you.